Hi, I'm Mike Morales. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff, our 2018 version. Happy New Year. I'm Mike
Happy New
Morales
Year.
in San Antonio. That young man there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
uh, not in Ireland, but in
Not in
Youngstown, Ohio.
Ireland. Unfortunately, I'm here in Youngstown and representing my friends in Ireland who are starting to join us more and more.
They are. As a matter of fact, I've noticed a lot more hits from Ireland that have been coming, and thankfully, I'm glad to see that they're not hackers, because
Yeah, well,
you know the. But no, it's really odd when you're on, and I don't think I've shared this with you, but when you're sipping off the cuffs play with me, um, Ireland just kind of explodes, and I'm not sure why. So that must be
that makes me so happy.
it
That
must be
makes me
your
so
boys,
happy.
man. Hey, so
I guess so. And hopefully they start following more because I think that's a country that the way that they enjoy their whiskey, they could enjoy tequila at the same level. They would really like the stuff we've got over here. So
well, I think that they understand craft. Most of Europe does, Australia, New Zealand. I think that's why the European, what used to be the European Union. I mean, now it's not anymore, but um, I think that's why they really appreciate the idea of craft, and they get it. And I really appreciate the interest. I think you're right. I think sooner or later, maybe in the next couple of years, it could be a really a hotbed for all kinds of tequila, not just the big names, that are already there. So
right.
if we have anything to do with it, man, it's because of you.
I'm happy to help it any way I can.
Now, for 2018, this is one of our brand new Sipping Off the Cuffs. If you're watching us, we have a brand new tequila that, check this out. Look at how neat this is. It's called TC Craft, and they are proudly based in Nashville, Tennessee. Who knew that Nashville was going to be another hotbed for tequila? I called it about a year ago, but there are a few really great brands out there, small but mighty, based in Tennessee. And I thought, how crazy is that, right? Um, I mean, check this out. Look at what they say. Proudly, locally owned, craft made. It's super. Well, they say it's super smooth. Okay, well, those are. We'll have to learn them a little bit more. They're super approachable.
Right. Right.
Nice logo though.
Yes.
Really cool. And
Yeah. Very, very
this
nice.
is this is what we're tasting tonight. TC Craft. As you can see, I've had a little bit of it.
I
Bubbles.
have not actually tapped into the Blanco quite yet,
Ah,
so
there we go.
this is a fresh one for me. I like to really go off the cuff with these. I wanna get a sense of what it is. So
I do too. Now here's we're gonna give you some information that'll be very interesting to you all. We have on Tequila Aficionado, we have actually written up the distillery where this is made. This is Nome 1533. Uh, it's bottled by Vinos y Licores Azteca, and the the person who is in charge, the master distiller, is Meli Barajas. It's a female-owned distillery,
oh wow.
and they make very few brands. If you have read up on Tequila Aficionado, you've read about Sino Sino tequila or Meli Barajas. She is. We wrote about her in our Women in Tequila series. This is where it comes from. They only make a handful of tequilas, but you might want to take a look at the articles on both the distillery and the woman, the gal behind it. I'm so glad to see this. That
I,
these guys, there are a couple of guys, aren't they? That
yeah, two
started this.
brothers.
Yeah, they
They're
they were
brothers.
really
Yeah.
nice enough to send us some POS,
Right.
and they come. The town is Valle de Guadalupe in Jalisco Highlands. Um, I want to mention the brothers, and because they had a really neat little story. Can you remember it offhand off the top? Oh, Todd and Chad.
Todd and Chad. And I
Todd,
think this goes back a little bit in their family. I think that there's a history of tequila, maybe a little bit in they kind of grew up with it, but they've apparently been on the search for good stuff for a long, long time.
yeah. Now, because that they're based in Nashville, I thought I asked Jim if it was available in Ohio. Up to this point, if you're watching us, we're actually filming this. We're actually taping this in September of 2017, but we can't release this until 2018. But as of September 2017, it's still just Nashville. And is there a particular reason why? Did they say why they were doing that?
You know, I did a little reading on the stuff that they sent us, and then I did a little reading online. And one of the things that stuck out to me, there's a sentence in the information that they sent us that said, "We want to make friends along the way." So they're taking it slowly. They're really taking the time to get to know the people that are going to carry this product for them. And obviously, starting at home, they've got a pretty decent distribution network across Nashville and the surrounding area. But as they want to branch out and grow, I think the word of mouth of those folks down in Tennessee is what really matters to them. And I mean, you can see on the bottle it says only for our friends. So they're trying to make sure that the people that are carrying their product actually know the story and know what's behind it. Whether or not the tequila is phenomenal or not, they've really invested at least the time to make sure that the people they're dealing with know what they're getting.
Well, I give them kudos for sourcing the distillery the way they did. I was actually they had one of the representatives, a gal named Heidi, reached out to me on LinkedIn and said that she represented this particular tequila, and I said, great, because I've had some experience with a couple of other craft brands based in Nashville, and I said, and really stellar stuff is coming out of there. Very few, I mean, less than a handful. So I said, yeah, when it's ready, I'd love to have it. So this is an actual new branding. They actually they went through some new branding. So this is the updated branding that we're seeing now. And I even got a really nice handwritten card from Todd. It's Todd Botteroff.
As did I. Yeah.
Yeah, and gave me a cell number and everything. So they're very accessible, very willing to, very open and upfront. I think we need to try some of this and see how we're see what kind of. I can tell you in advance from having had a little bit of Sino before, I was really impressed with the quality. I'm not sure if this is going to be obviously it'll be a different flavor profile. I'm going to use my jarrito. This is the Chisholm Trail Craft glass that we're using, that we're hoping Stossel may adopt as an official tequila glass. You're using your Stossel, aren't you?
I'm using my, it's basically a Glencairn on a stem there.
Okay. It is a Stossel, though, isn't it?
It is a Stossel, correct.
Okay. Good deal. It's fairly pristine. Nice legs and tears. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting is a little better. I'm actually probably not stirring it as I should. I actually have to place it on my computer right here and stir it from the neck.
It's got a nice body to it, actually, for a Blanco that's got a really nice full body to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Right off the bat, that is big.
Yeah, right here, man. You don't have to dig for it or anything. Oh, my goodness. I smell green agave on this one.
Right. I get some mineral out of it, and I smell really just very verdant agave. And I tell you that the smoothness is in the nose. You can actually get, without even that little bit of burn sometimes that you get, this is very nice just to take in a full breath of it, and it just has a nice pleasantness to it.
Wow, this is a beauty. I tell you what, just in this Blanco alone, You could. The people in
I wonder if we can
Nashville
make a candle out of this.
the people in Nashville are really just gonna flip over this. Let me tell you, this is a rarity. I mean, Frank, luckily, Jim and I and Tequila Aficionado in general, we receive a lot of great tequilas, and this is just pulling this green agave out and being able to really pinpoint it. That's about 75% of the whole thing right there. So
Yeah, there've been a couple that we've tasted where through the first couple minutes I start to develop more throughout. I get a little bit more in it, and it develops over time.
Right.
This is right up front. This is
it is
very.
It
and it hasn't changed much for me since we've been giving it a try here. So that nose continues on. It's very smooth, but it's right there.
Nice legs and tears now that we've spun it around a little bit. Very pretty. It's very pretty. Wow. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm ready to take some in. This is beautiful.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's bright.
Yeah. Wow. It's peppery too.
It's very peppery, but it's that a little bit of that verdant kind of greenness you get in the. It's got and not in a bad way, but when you get a good, nice, fresh, like leafy green, peppery piece of lettuce that has a nice mouth, you don't need dressing on it. This tastes like a nice, fresh, vibrant green flavor right up front.
Oh wow! And it's got to be
lingers.
The minerals that we're getting out of it too.
Right, and it lingers a little bit for me. It's kind of hanging around with that verdant green flavor. It's in no way. I don't want anybody to assume that because I'm describing this as lettuce or anything, it's bad. This is that kind of fresh produce taste that you get when you've tasted something that's organically grown out of your backyard that just has that hit of I was just in the ground. It's delicious.
It's somewhat like an asparagus, maybe. Are we getting
a
green vegetable or something?
Right, and the mineral gives me a little bit of hint of I don't want to say it's not tangy, but it just kind of hangs along there. It really does stick though. It's nice.
Yeah. The finish. It's a lingering finish, and it works its way. It's a progressive finish. And I don't know about you, but right at the intake, I got maybe just a hint of mint. It was just a hint, but it was just fleeting. It was fleeting.
Yeah,
and then,
it was.
And like you said,
it was almost just a little peppermint taste that went into pepper, right off the.
Right. Yes, I agree. Wow. What if I'm not even sure if the water has anything to do with it. I would imagine it does. This is
a little bit of what I read. It's volcanic soil, and so you get a lot of mineral intensity out of the agave. And they use clay ovens, so you're probably I feel like the mineral contents would really lend itself to you've got the upfront green, verdant, vibrant flavor of it, and then it ends in a little bit of a pepper into a mineral taste that I think gives it just that. It keeps it bright the whole way through.
That's beautiful. It's like this rainbow of flavor, and like I said, for me the finish, it's a progressive finish. It's not, it's not happening all at once. It's on the back of my palate, a little bit of the peppery, and then the lingering finish. It just kind of works its way slowly. It's not that immediate warm fuzzy.
I would say this is probably, in my experience with what we've tasted so far, one of the more complex Blancos. It's got a little bit more of a depth on the back end that gives you a few more flavors than I think I was expecting from a Blanco. I expected the agave, I expected the mineral, but this has got just a little bit more of an element to it, of flavor at the end that is really it's really nice.
I love how you pegged it, man. It's got that green vegetable kind of, and like I say, the only thing I can think of is asparagus. You know, it could be any green leafy vegetable, but you're right. It's like they just plucked it out of the ground. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this too, because they're Tennessee boys, and I know that I'm probably, as we taste this line, gonna get some whiskey comparisons in there. But when you get a really grassy rye whiskey that has that verdant, the grass terroir flavor to it in a rye, you can taste that. It's not unpleasant at all, but it lends to the whiskey a little bit of a bounce right at the front of your palate that kind of kicks it off for you. I think this has the same thing. I think the Blanco is that little vegetable, grassy kind of from the ground hit right at the beginning is a nice introduction to the rest of the flavors that come through, and there are quite a few here. So
yeah, they are. It's a very complex Blanco. I love it. I'm going to just go out on a limb and say this is a brand of promise for sure, man. I even like their marketing. I like it
too. It's kind of Western.
Yeah,
Mexican.
It's kind of homey. You know.
Right. It's comfortable enough for the folks down in Tennessee who are branching out for the first time in tequila, but it is definitely tequila. I will give you that. It is absolutely 100% locked into what we are expecting from a really good tequila. But yeah, I think a brand of promise is absolutely suitable for this. I have no problem with that.
I don't either. I love what I'm tasting right now. They say the Blanco, they're going to say the word smooth. I think the Blanco, we have had others that are more approachable. Don't be put off. This is a true Blanco. It's not overpowering like it would be from some other regions. So it's not completely in your face, but it really does come up and expose itself to you. And
I would say this isn't starter. This is not starter Blanco at all. This is something that somebody who's got a little bit of a palate needs to be tasting. But as far as the smoothness goes, when I think of smooth, I think of it goes down easy. I kept this in my mouth for a little bit longer than I usually do. There's a complexity there that you want to have for a minute. So smooth is not a good description for this, because I want to hold it there a little bit. I want to get that complexity. I like that.
It's obviously, they're going to put it in cocktails. This is a table tent. If you've seen, for those of you in Tennessee who are, you're going to see this on some of the accounts that carry it. But don't be fooled. If you really want to experiment, right now Nashville is in its infancy, and they're getting some great craft tequilas right now, other than the other big names that are out there. I think this is a great instructional Blanco to really get the nuances without it being so aggressive. I think you're right. I think it's the word I'm looking for is approachable. Smooth is no longer a really decent descriptor anymore, because now if you talk about smooth, you're talking about something that's made with a diffuser that goes like vodka. Right. This is not vodka, boys and girls. Not a vodka.
It's supposed to have flavor to it. It's supposed to have complexity. You're supposed to have a kind of ooh, what is that? And I think this has got it in that you get that little upfront rush of brightness, but it doesn't make you want to go spit it out. It's definitely hold it there, take it in, and really nice, very nice.
Very nice. That's our take on TC Craft Blanco. We have nominated the Blanco for Brand of Promise, as well as a Brand of Promise nominee for the packaging. Really enjoy that. Stick with us, because we are going to do the whole lot of expressions here. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio, and that young man over there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
Don't forget, anywhere that you're watching us, whether it's on iTunes or YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you've had it. Tell us what you think, Tennessee. Go ahead, Nashville. Let us know, and we'd be more than happy to hear from you.
Ohio.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, next Ohio. This guy
We're hurt.
here.
Come on.
This guy. You need to branch out right away. Don't hold it. Don't. It's
Yeah,
not.
no.
That's not fair.
Come on up. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done.
Oh my gosh, I'm Mike Morales. Welcome to 2018. This is Sipping Off the Cuff. I am in San Antonio. And whatever you do, don't forget to tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.